My name is Costa Constantinides. I am the CEO of the Variety Boys and Girls Club of Queens. Grew up in this neighborhood, been in Astoria my entire life. This neighborhood has been the dumping ground for fossil fuel infrastructure for the last 60 years. Any given day, this neighborhood can provide 55% of the city's power. And with that has come a real cost. West of 21st Street, where we're currently sitting, that has the Astoria houses, Ravenswood houses, Queensbridge houses, the largest public housing development in the country. The asthma rates in those three zip codes are higher than the Queensboro average. So the kids go to the hospital for respiratory, asthma, heart issues at a higher rate than the rest of the borough of Queens. Stacks that are across the street from public housing that, my son, I can't do it anymore because I'm old and my arm sucks. But my son, who plays baseball for his high school team, he can throw a baseball from the Queensbridge houses and hit the stacks across the street. I can't do that anymore, but he can. Those stacks coming down in our lifetime is going to be an opportunity for us to change the complexion of our skyline, change the health impacts in our community, and that's going to be real generational change. So we break that cycle of inheritance of fossil fuel infrastructure. There's a great sandwich shop in this neighborhood, Sal, Chris, and Charlie's. Love that place. You can't eat it all in one bite. And that's the same thing with the renewable energy revolution, right? We're not going to be able to do it all in one bite. But we got to keep taking a bite and taking a bite. And by doing so, eventually we're going to get where we want to go. And that's what needs to happen here. And maybe, do it for your kids. Do it for your great-grandkids. Do it for someone you've never met. And I know that's hard for sometimes for people to think outside their own personal, like, what does this do for me? What it's going to do for you, it's going to make the world a cleaner, greener place that maybe your children won't have asthma, maybe their friends won't have asthma, maybe those families won't have to choose between their asthma medication and paying their rent and paying their bills or missing school. Because they talk about some of our kids in this neighborhood miss school for asthma 10 to 30 times a year. How can you learn? How can you stay on top of your educational responsibilities missing a month of school every year because of asthma? Those are the stakes, right? If we stay with the status quo, we know what the status quo is. It's an inheritance of illness, of death, of setting our neighbors back because they're missing school. That's what we're living with. So we have a choice between the status quo and renewable row. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit to get to renewable row. It's going to be a hard road. It's not going to be simple, but anything worth having is not supposed to be simple. It's supposed to be hard, but when we do it right, it's going to change generationally this community. So I would say to those that it feels like a long way away, good. Let's get to work. Let's start implementation. Let's start pushing our elected officials to not just have the press conferences to announce these projects, but to get shovels in the ground and move all the bureaucratic gunk out of the way to get this started, because we only got 7 years till 2030. So let's make it happen before then. Yeah, look, the job in life is to leave the world a better place than you found it, right? So we're going to do our part, and then it's someone else's job to kind of grab the baton and run with it.